It sounds to me that one of your businesses is addressable advertising for radio. How do you do that?
Yes, so for traditional radio, we take the FM signal and we are replacing in real time the advertisement that was broadcasted. So if you tune into a real FM receiver from like a CBS Cumulus or a Town Square owned station, and you open a web player or mobile player, you have the same live signal when the music is playing or the host is speaking, but at the ad break, we're replacing in real time all of the ads. So you could be listening to LA-based station or Montreal-based station in New York City, and you'll get New York City-based advertising. So that's one way we make it addressable. And then because of all the technology behind programmatic advertising like cookies and device ID from mobile phone, we can also personalize that advertisement. So if you just book a ticket to fly from New York to Europe, we can maybe broadcast travel insurance advertisements because we are aware of this fact because of a cookie that was dropped, let's say by United or Delta Airlines. So we can make it addressable on a one-to-one basis because of all the technology of targeting the ads based on the listener. So it's not a broadcast to all of the listeners at the same time. It's really on a one-to-one broadcast. On Pure Play, so on online music services, in that case, we're not covering up an original ad because that service is not broadcasted on the FM signal. So in that case, it looks more like a traditional display advertising where everything can be targeted in real time.
Can we go into a little bit more detail about the technology behind what I'm now going to call addressable radio?
Yes. So if you take a publisher like Cumulus or CBS, for example, we have servers at the station. We access the broadcast signal as well as the metadata coming from the radio automation software. So everything they put something on the air, there's always cue points. So we'll know that there's someone speaking or the music title and also the ads. So we know that when an ad is being broadcasted, we also get the cue point from the radio automation software. So our system, our server at the local station will get that cue point and they'll signal this to the ad server. So the ad server will know that this is a spot. This is a spot that could be replaced. So once we know that spot has been flagged as being replaceable, then we also get a signal from the player. So if you open a player on your browser, there's a cookie sync, and also the IP address from that browser will tell us the geolocation of that listener. If there's a cookie, we look at the different cookies. So it will be synchronized with either the cookie pool owned by the advertiser. So if it's a Delta or United Airlines, they may want to retarget people that visited their websites. Or it could be also a cookie that is shared by companies such as Exalate or Lotame or Bluekai. So if we recognize an Exalate cookie, we know that this listener is actually flagged as in market to purchase a car. So all of those information will also come to the ad server. So the ad server will tell all the other systems connected to this in real time. And a buyer, like could be GroupM, Xaxis, or Amnet, or Havas, will know that the listener actually connected to the stream from, let's say, a CBS station is in market for a car. And if that agency is representing, I don't know, Mazda or Volkswagen, and they will have already a campaign set up in their system, and all the systems in real time will connect to each other's, and if it matches the parameter that the agency is looking for, then the ad will be injected in the signal. So that's how we make it addressable in real time. We can also make it addressable in a more planned manner when, let's say, the radio ad sales force is selling an ad to a local dealership. That local dealership may want to target specific zip codes for that dealer. So it could be like in the New York City market, but just for Brooklyn, for example. So if we recognize that the IP address is coming from Brooklyn, then we will inject the ad in the system because the radio station would have set those parameters for that specific campaign. So it's totally different from injecting a spot that will be broadcasted in a broadcast radius. It's really per geo as well as per profile of listener. So it's a mix of technology that sits at the station, technology that sits in our infrastructure for the ad serving, and technology when it's self-buy done by a trading desk that sits at the trading desk side. So we make all the connections between those systems in real time, and we make it addressable in real time that way. So it's totally different from selling a spot on air. It's a new system, and that's what actually Triton built across the past 5-7 years.
You mentioned FM. Does this work with AM and FM?
Yeah, sorry, it does. It's any broadcast signal, so it could be FM, AM, or even other type of signals. We don't really mind because we take the broadcast signal from the station, so they can use any type of antenna, and then we convert that over an IP address. So any station will work, as well as online music services, so they don't need to broadcast on the airwaves. So when we work with RDO, for example, they don't broadcast on the airwaves, and it still works.